is not an actual political panel. We have some of your favorite streamers here playing characters that they've picked on their own with their own spin on some political ideology. They'll be answering questions from those characters' perspective that I gave them. So the characters, what you hear tonight is not the opinion of the individual streamers. It's got nothing to do with their opinions. If you want to find out what their opinions are, at the end, they'll be shouting out their own streams so you can find them and follow them, give them money, all that fun stuff. So the reason we're trying to do this is it's a fun little way for us to get together, not be so charged up and worry about political opinions, just have some fun, play around, and hopefully put on a good show for you guys. So if I can introduce you to who's here with us today, I'd like to start with longtime guest of the show, Jeannie Barnes. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you, Jeannie.
Hello, how's it going? It's going great. We ran a great campaign this year. I got PTA president yet again, and I'm looking forward to this panel
Great.
with all these great new folks. Lots of smiling faces across the board.
Absolutely. Another. Speaking of the new people that we have, is there a ditch piddle here?
Well, I take offense to that, sir. It is Ditch Patel, okay?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Patel.
Yeah.
Sorry. Welcome.
It's okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ditch. What do you got going on?
Well, as you can see behind me, I just got done speaking at CPAC, and the conference was fantastic. But it really does say something about a party when you can't get a word in edgewise because of all the screaming and shouting. I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Great to have you here. And is there a Talos? Did I say that right? Talos?
No, you didn't. And I'm about to tweet to my 50,000 followers on Twitter that you just said my name wrong. It's Talos.
I'm so sorry. Could you tell me how how I should have said it?
It's Talos.
Talos.
Talos, like Talos.
Okay. Talos like Talos. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm very clearly an anarchity, and but that's not like an insult or anything. It's just representative of my views that I hold very dearly. I just it just so happens that I have some humans here who serve my every whim, but don't worry, I'm like still on track to creating an anarchist society in like a year.
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you could join us, and hopefully we will not insult your internet fans or you anymore. Long friend of the show, Buck Freedom. How you doing tonight?
Thank you for having me again. Buck Freedom is the name. Preserving liberty in the Pacific Northwest is my game. Here again to just try to figure out exactly what it is that makes people think Republicans hate freedom. Because as far as I'm concerned, there is no greater liberal freedom than the freedom of choice. And I think that we can all agree that that's what our people in the great state of these united stands for. So thank you for having me. Looking forward to this chat.
Absolutely. The great states of these united it is.
And that's how we say it in the South, okay?
I'm in the South.
The Pacific Northwestern South. Yeah, the southern part of the Pacific Northwest. It's a subculture. Please be respectful.
Okay. We have one final guest with us. It's a coyote, a Dick Coyote.
That's right. Hello, comrades. My name is Dick Coyote, and today I hope to explain to my comrades here a new path to an economic future entirely divorced from the foundations of our current economic future, feudalism.
Okay, that sounds pretty free. Tell me more. I'm listening. And F-bombs, just to be clear, I want to make it known right away, reiterate for all the longtime Buck Freedom fans out there, if you see me holding up 4 flags at any given time, that means I have a question, okay? 1
Gotcha.
through 3 flags, it's just me partying. So carry on.
Got to be all 4. All right. So the first question I have is, it was recently discovered that 31 Spanish-speaking children between the ages of 12 and 14 were working third shift on the killing floor of a JBS meat plant. The question is, where else could we benefit from that type of child labor in America? Buck, what are your thoughts about how else we could put those children to work?
Well, I think that it's important to remember that there are all kinds of things that need killing in these United States of America. And if these children are as skilled a killers as you make them out to be, I think that there are many other good ways that we can put those skills to use. Have they considered joining the police force? The terribly underfunded police forces, are like underpopulated police force we have here in the Pacific Northwest, needs new applicants, and I hear that our standards are reaching all-time lows. So I think we should utilize some freedom, give those kids some guns, get them out onto the streets where they can keep the freedom and keep the peace.
Got it. So we're moving to freedom based on getting more children into the police force because they're on a killing floor in a meat plant. Got it. Tell us. I'm so interested to hear what other work do you think we could find for Spanish-speaking children aged 12 to 14 here in America?
Well, I'm not sure. I feel like they're doing good work, but then on the other hand, we can't have this. They need to be set free. But then they provided me with meat, so it's so hard to decide. Should we try to free them, or should we keep them there because they're doing good work? I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm sorry.
Wonderful.
I concede my argument. I second the freedom argument that Talos made. So I'm going to go ahead and stand for freedom.
That was a sticking to your guns there, Buck, as always. So Talos, I am amazed thinking about the thought of free-range children as opposed to children on the killing floor.
Oh,
It
absolutely. I'm all for free range children. You know, just put them out there, like let them stick them out by themselves. I'm sure they'll be able to fend off for themselves, find shelter and food, no problem. How old are these kids again?
12 to 14, sorry.
They'll be fine. Yeah, they'll be fine.
Specifically, they're all Spanish speaking, specifically.
And trained killers, which is important to remember for the resume.
They're on the killing floor, so I guess that could surely mean they are trained killers.
Yeah, they'll be able to find their own food, no problem.
Absolutely.
For sure. Dick Coyote, what are your thoughts on the productivity we could find with these children?
Yeah, it is important to recognize that in the current economic system of America, we have systems set in place that organize the means of production into the control of wealthy dictatorial school teachers who make all the decisions despite not being accountable to the said children or the society at large. Where do these dictatorial roots stem from? Feudalism. We must advance our understanding of the current economic system and advance to a more equitable system, such as China, and allow children to make shoes which we can then use to sprint from the days of feudalism into a new economic system.
Fantastic answer. Thank you for really laying it out there. Jeannie, what are your thoughts?
So, I've, in my community, there is a very large lack of activities for kids in this age range. And I'm wondering why we're making kids at these age get jobs and we're not just letting them kill these cows as an activity. Like, make it an intramural sport.
Interesting.
No?
So,
I
still
mean, we
have the
don't have. I mean, we have the rifle team, but they've like kind of turned that into like a color guard, and it's like
yeah,
a
I don't think they
competitive
shoot the
dance type
rifles yet.
thing. So like, let's bring back stuff like bow hunting and competitive, like the competitive hunting, but like also it's productive,
Interesting.
and
Wait, go ahead.
they get to bring home, you get to bring home like half a side of beef if you win or something like that.
So it's actually self-sustaining, is what you're saying.
And it saves these companies money. We're saving taxpayers money.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on this? Itch Patel.
I want to say that it is very interesting that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are actually all in agreement with me on this issue. Because it is clear that everybody wants to see these kids be hard-working Americans, making a living for themselves. We have people getting free lunches at schools. Meanwhile, we have these hard-working immigrants, and they are hard workers, making a living at those killing fields that is known as the American Beef Packing Facility, JPS. A great donor to my campaign. A great American company. So it is quite, I find it very good that all of us are in agreement here, and I wish that we could pass this bill post-haste to allow labor laws to be a little more lenient in getting kids back to work.
Thank you all for such thorough answers. I didn't quite say they were immigrants. I just said they speak Spanish, but I do appreciate all of you really letting us know how we can be productive. So, staying in the line of food, Thanksgiving is just about a week away, exactly a week away, and crime is raging, so I hear. Is it soft on crime to yet again pardon another turkey without any cause or reason, without any sort of legal structure? We're just, is it soft on crime for President Biden to yet again pardon a turkey? Dick Coyote, what are your thoughts?
It is important to recognize that the entire idea of pardons comes from kings who ruled over a system which may sound familiar to some of you: feudalism. If we are going to progress to a new system, we cannot be behaving like these kings who ruled dictatorially over the people. We must slaughter all criminals and turkeys as they do in advanced socialistic economies such as China or the Soviet Union.
Interesting. I wasn't sure where you were going to go with this one, but it is a wonderful answer. Mr. Patel, if you could please, what are your thoughts on Joseph Robinette Biden yet again pardoning a turkey this Thanksgiving?
Well, in my estimation, pardoning a turkey is a great American tradition where we all have to come together around the Thanksgiving table and eat our turkeys, but pardon one, just like the Lord Jesus would want us to. However, with that said, we must be very much more tough on crime. And if that turkey is a gobbler, it's gotta get got. That's all I gotta say.
Interesting. Interesting. Thank you. Talos, I'm not sure how you're going to feel about this bird conversation, but what are your thoughts on turkey pardoning? Is it soft on crime?
I think it's very soft on crime to pardon any birds, considering they're just so edible. But I also really don't like the idea of having someone just be able to pardon a bird. Like, I don't think anyone should just be able to say, "Oh yes, I pardoned that bird." Why? Like, who is Biden again? He really shouldn't be in power. Like, nobody shouldn't be in power. It should be every person for himself, every cat for himself. I just think I should just be able to hunt the bird and not be arrested for it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. That sounds like a lot of freedom. And speaking of freedom, Buck Freedom, what are your thoughts on pardoning this Thanksgiving bird?
Don't mean to repeat myself, fellas, but as always, I'm going to err on the side of freedom here. I say we free not only that turkey, we free all the turkeys from the turkey industrial complex and allow them a better shot at life. In fact, I say we even go as far as turkey reparations. I think that turkey reparations need to happen quickly, they need to happen effectively, and they need to reach the turkeys that need them the most, because that will truly give them the best chance of enjoying American freedoms just as God intended. Freedom. Flash.
Hold up. Why do
I think I agree.
turkeys deserve free? Why do turkeys deserve freedoms again?
All Americans deserve freedom, including turkey Americans.
Are turkeys American though?
Hey,
Absolutely. All turkeys born in these great United States are vested with turkey citizenship. And I'll thank you not to be turkey phobic and suggest otherwise.
and the
Okay,
turkey
I won't be on a panel with an anti-turkey advocate.
Listen, I'm
turkey
not.
was
I'm not
almost our
turkey.
national bird.
I'm not turkey phobic. I'm just a bird realist. Okay, they just exist for us to eat them, and that's really all that there is to it.
Frankly, I find this rhetoric foul and offensive. All right, and I feel that
Jeannie, save me. What are your thoughts on if pardoning a bird is soft on crime?
Well, I don't know. I think I wouldn't say it's really soft on crime because as like a benevolent higher species, really eating these turkeys, we're saving them from themselves. Um, one of my 12-year-olds this year did a diorama called the life cycle of turkeys, and we discovered that sometimes when turkeys are raised in a free-range environment, they can drown if it rains. And not because it's flooded, but because they simply looked up and just won't look back down. And when a turkey looks up, got its mouth open, and
What
then they drown.
are you
And
saying that turtles should also die if they fall on their backs?
I mean, maybe. I mean,
okay. So this is the classic
we're here
turkeys
to
need to pull
save these,
themselves up by their bootstraps
but are they
argument here.
capable? But are they capable?
No, they're not. They literally die by looking up. This is what I'm
And
saying.
so if they're not capable of saving themselves, shouldn't we just eat them?
The Lord
Okay.
above said that the free market should decide this, and I'm thinking I'm going to be
I
agreeing with
don't remember
the
that
young
part of
lady
my
here.
Bible. I'm gonna need a reference.
Okay, hold on. You can't just use words like free market and try to trick me into agreeing with you, okay? Free markets are never free. They have a cost, a human cost, and that cost is freedom, all right? And I am not willing to give up one drop of turkey freedom for $1 of your dirty free market profits, all right? We need to give the turkeys moral consideration at conception.
But
All
if we give the
eggs matter.
turkeys that
Eggs
kind
are
of consideration,
delicious.
you wouldn't be
Eggs
able
are
to eat their,
delicious.
Oh,
their
wait,
delicious
wait.
flesh.
Let Mr. Patel speak. Go ahead.
If you give those turkeys the freedom, you'll have the freedom taken away from you to eat their delicious flesh. And I don't know about you, but as I said earlier, the Thanksgiving is a great American tradition. And if you're going to try to take the turkey away from me, I'm gonna end up taking something away from you.
Well, I think
Are you telling me that there's somebody threatening to suspend freedom on this panel right now?
wait a minute. So here's
That
what I was
was-
going to ask you, Buck. Here's what I was going to ask you. We're experiencing the word freedom in a number of different ways. Of some
I would
people,
almost say we're having a war on freedom on this very panel.
Yeah, because
Well,
you
I don't
want to
want-
take away my right to eat turkey. And god damn it, I'm an American, okay? And we
So
eat
are the
turkey on Thanksgiving.
The
And you're not going
turkeys
to
are
take that away
Americans.
from me.
I just
They're
keep coming back to the
animals.
idea that somebody can even say that we can eat birds or not. Like, I just think it should be every man for himself. That's all.
So you acknowledge that turkeys are people?
No. Turkeys
Yeah,
are
no, you
not
just said
people.
every man for himself with regard to both humans and birds. You acknowledge that
No,
turkeys have
I-
personhood. You just
I
think you should be able to
recognize-
murder them anyways because
I
you want
recognize.
anarchy.
No, I recognize that people, not including turkeys, should decide whether or not they want to eat turkeys. Hey, if you don't want to eat a turkey, you don't have to eat a turkey. You could just starve on Thanksgiving. It's fine. You could probably go with some, I don't know, vegan food. Like, good luck getting that at the end of the world. Vegan food? Nah, you have to go out there and hunt for your life. And that includes turkeys. I'm just saying we have to get used to this fact.
In a post-apocalyptic
My
setting here,
my worry
we would
here
definitely
is
have
that we're not
farmers.
focusing on the fact that if we give turkeys freedom, there's just going to be dead turkeys everywhere anyway.
What gives you the right to give anyone freedom, okay? Turkeys have freedom whether you want to give it to them or not. You're deciding whether you want to take it away. You're deciding if you want to take
yeah.
freedom, not if people or turkey people get them. And that is why you're a fascist.
whoa, we're just throwing around
Anti-turkey
Are we-
angry
fascist.
labels.
We're just using the gamer words tonight now, aren't we?
Well,
That's a
I'm
gamer
sorry. I'm
word,
hearing
apparently.
Hey,
anti-turkey
gamers help me
fascist.
win my
I don't
election.
know
We
what
will
else to
not
call it.
speak poorly about them.
Yeah, we're
That
calling a bird
is
a bird,
true.
okay?
That is true. Well, it sounds like we're having an interesting discussion about freedom and about what even creatures are and stuff like that. With that in mind, Texas and Florida have been getting hit with very dramatic weather. I mean, we all know the winter storms in Texas that took a lot of lives and the
Corey
pipes
Campbell
have
says you're
frozen.
muted, F-bombs.
Say what?
Corey Campbell says you're muted in chat.
Okay. That should be better. I wasn't muted to you. I was muted to them. Okay. So the question, since we're talking about all of the creatures on this planet, people, animals, and freedom, the question is, with all the violent weather that's been coming to Texas and Florida, we know about the winter storms in Texas and Ian recently in Florida and other storms. Does God hate Florida and Texas? What do you think, Jeannie?
Does God hate Florida and Texas?
Yes. So is it clear?
I'm not sure if hate is the word that I would go for, but I do think that like they're in timeout, and I think it's deserved.
You think it's deserved?
We've had decades of Florida man headlines that were absolutely unnecessary, and then there's just Texas is just too damn big, so they're in timeout for like
Too
they and they know what they've done,
They know what they've done.
and I'm
I
not
bet
mad.
they do.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Okay. Dick Coyote, what are your thoughts on does God hate Texas and Florida?
The idea of God harkens back to the days of feudalism. We must, working through communal organizations such as Mondragon, replace God with a worker cooperative. That way, we can control the weather for the benefit of all of us, such as to destroy right-wing feudalistic states such as Texas and Florida.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You speak with such conviction. It's inspiring. What are you
Feudalism.
thinking? Yeah, what are you thinking, Mr. Patel? What are your thoughts on
I don't
God's take?
Well, I don't take kindly onto the gentleman to my lower middle here, attacking good, God-fearing corporations and calling them feudalistic and neo-feudalism or what have you. I have you know that these companies in Florida and Texas provide vital services to the American people through their exploitation of natural gas and oil. And what I personally think is that God is just making it easier for us to exploit these resources all year round. By the hurricanes are making it easier to get to those resources by bringing the beach closer to us on Florida and in Texas, making it a little colder in the winter so that it's not so goddamn hot and we can start drilling more all year round.
This process can be done democratically. We can replace these
Sir,
feudalistic corporations.
Have you ever talked to a worker?
I believe one may have stepped into my classroom at one point.
I see. So you're just a professor. Yeah. You've never worked a hard, honest day's work in your life. You haven't been to a coal mine to try to exploit these resources that God so blessed our country with.
Mining coal is tied to feudalism. We must
sorry, sir. I cannot
these
stand
corporations
here while you try to say that all these things are feudalism. It is just not going to work.
Worker cooperative.
Sir.
Feudalism.
When you say worker cooperative, what you're really saying is that a bunch of lazy, entitled pieces of shit are going to end up trying to make work for free. And they're just and they're going to try to work for free. No, what they're going to do is they're going to sit on their ass, eating bonbons and playing their god-fangled Xbox Live 24/7, and expect people like me,
conservative that hates freedom,
and my donors, I mean my brethren, to pay for them to do these things, and it will not stand.
What you got any thoughts, Tala? Oh, go ahead.
I'll let our kitty friend go because I don't think she's had a turn.
Well, I when you say God, I mean, I don't really believe in God. As far as I'm concerned, I'm kind of God around here. But I think that Texas and Florida do deserve what they're getting. They are seeing the results of their years and years of just capitalism run rampant. They've they've debauched their environment, and they're just getting what's coming to them. So I just think that we just need to let these hurricanes just ravage these states, burn everything to the ground, and just start over and live in harmony with nature and stuff.
Madam Cat Friend, what you're saying to me is that Texas and Florida, the two fastest growing states in these great United States of America, are being punished for being good, hard-working Americans. I don't think I can stand this.
They
They're
kind of
having the biggest job growth anywhere in the country.
Yeah, and they get hit with hurricanes all the time. Like,
this growth is the benefit.
I'm just saying, I don't believe in God, but
it's just nature.
Jobs are slavery.
Dick, Coyote, what do you have to say?
No, All of this growth is benefiting the top, who rule dictatorially over all of us. Jobs are another word for slavery. When you trace where jobs come from back far enough, those same jobs were done by slaves. We must have worker cooperatives where no work happens.
Worker cooperatives where no work happens. Sounds pretty free. Do I see 4? I see 4. Yes, Buck.
Yes, you're goddamn right. You see 4 flags because I've got a question, and it's a question about freedom. Why don't we ever talk about the freedoms afforded to God? The freedom to hate certain states based on having shitty people in them. I think that it's perfectly within God's right and freedom to decide that certain states just don't really need to have people in them, at least not the people that they have in them now, and attempt to flush those people out, if you will, using natural forces such as hurricanes. I applaud God for exercising his freedom in this capacity. Hope it works. Look forward to reclaiming those lands for freedom-loving Americans in 2050 and beyond.
But what we're really seeing, though, is the expansion of beachfront property in these states. So what you're really saying is that God is rewarding the great state of Florida. They aren't wrong to say.
Well, as the infamous Benny Shapiro once said, people living on the water, that those houses won't be there. They'll just sell them before they're gone. So
that's right. That's how capitalism works.
I think
capitalism was what
really
killing these states.
I'm sorry. I just love that so many people hear that. They're like, no further questions.
I mean, they're free to do what they want, right, Buck? Right, Buck? What are they going to do? Well, anyway, what were you going to say, Jeannie?
We're forgetting the crimes that Florida and Texas have committed against humanity.
And against their environment.
Texas toast is too fucking big. Like, who? I have no words for it. And did we not spend most of the 80s convinced that there was a basement in the Alamo?
I agree.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jenny here. Like, Texas toast is way too big. My turtle mouth cannot handle it.
It's too big. It should be democratized and broken up among the workers.
I have no idea what this guy means. Anyway.
It's too big.
And then we have Florida.
It's too big to fail. We can't let it collapse. We need Texas toast. Its place in the market maintains too much crucial support. Like, it's a pillar of the economy. We absolutely cannot.
It is a monopoly that must be broken up among the people.
It does benefit the garlic farmers. That's true.
Well, you know,
well, and now that I've been
farmers,
abandoned, I'm going to move on to the ills of Florida. What other state is famous for bath salts? Is anybody else eating off people's faces in any other states? I
believe Kentucky actually has those happening as well.
Well, we're not hearing about it.
We're not hearing about any.
Doesn't Kentucky have like?
Kentucky.
Hold on, isn't Kentucky also being punished with tornadoes because they keep demolishing their environment?
Hey, we have 0 tornadoes in Portland, and we have tons of bath salts. Okay, so I just want to make.
And is anybody eating faces in Portland?
I mean,
I think anybody that takes bath salts are going to eat a face once in a while.
Only the top 1% can eat faces, can afford to eat faces in this economy. We need to
in Florida,
democratize face eating and allow it to have more access to more people.
That sounds like increasing freedom to me. So I'm behind Dick on this one. I'm pro-freedom, as you know, and I support this everyone is free to eat each other's faces policy.
I have an economics degree.
I'm really glad that you found a Dick that you can get behind. But the fact still stands that Texas and Florida have committed crimes against humanity.
Is that like a reach around one?
It's a reach around. There's no crime being committed. You got to help your buddy out.
You are free to make puns of a sexual nature, but please give me a minute to clarify them, just because freedom is important to me and I'm free to understand those hilarious jokes.
So you just want consent before the joke.
The sexual marketplace is too distributed towards the Chads. We need to redistribute the reach arounds to all
So wait.
people.
Am I hearing this correctly that there are men on this panel that are trying to prevent a woman from making a dick joke?
No. We just want to socialize reach arounds.
Socialize,
Ma'am, if you want to tag
democratize
somebody and
reach
give them
around.
a reach around,
Because
I'm
what
looking at-
happens
because
when a
that's
small
your
group
business.
I don't
owns
have
all the reach arounds?
Hold on.
Feudalism.
That's
Damn
what
right.
I wanted to hear. If I could, I guess there's so much division in this world today. And with all this division, and we're all just looking to do our best, and everybody's so worked up, let's take a slightly different approach. What are you thankful for? Oh, don't all speak at once. Don't all speak at once.
I'll go. So, what I'm thankful for most in this world are the great citizens of Kentucky that keep re-electing me year after year to represent them in the Senate. And, of course, my donors that give me the power to give money to everyone else in my caucus. And if it wasn't for these terrible candidates that we had over this last cycle, I really think the Republicans, my colleagues, would have taken the Senate. But that's because of Trump.
If and buts were candy and nuts. What else are you guys thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family. As you know, I'm happily married for the past 20 years. I've got 12 kids. We've got another one on the way. I'm not pregnant. We're adopting. And I'm also grateful that our town has yet again, for the 4th year in a row, elected me as PTO president. And even though I homeschool all of my kids, that means a lot to me.
I just want to see if I heard you right. The town voted you president of the PTO and you homeschool.
Absolutely. Apparently, you know, I'm so good at organizing that, I organize my all of the things to do with my kids. People that have their kids in school all day don't know what the kids need.
Interesting. What else are you guys thankful for?
Thankful that the American people exercised their freedom to vote and express their will at the ballot box this November and keep the Republicans far the fuck away from the Senate.
Oh, shit, shot fired.
I mean, I'm thankful for the freedom aspect of it, obviously.
Wow.
I'm also thankful that I live in one of the many states that has been so free and forward thinking as to legalize marijuana in the last few years. I look forward to our brothers and sisters in a couple more of the fine states in this country joining these ranks in the next couple of months as the new year gets here. Can't remember who they are off the top of my head, but know that we got at least one or two more in this last election cycle. So
the devil's lettuce should not be legalized anywhere, even though it'll make a lot of money.
Well, that actually gives me a good question. I heard you mention a couple times free market earlier. Yeah, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and I also heard you talk about some of the storm damage to your state. Is that correct?
I believe that was the kitty cat that mentioned that.
Well, is it correct?
Yes, it's actually correct.
Okay, and so the question is, in the Pacific Northwest, in a lot of these states where cannabis has been legalized, it seems like the free market and the vast amount of tax dollars generated really has helped out those states.
But if you're going to try to legalize something just to tax it, that's not really the free market operating. It's really just trying to get more taxes out of hard working Americans.
Nope, nope. That is the government. That is the government acting on its freedom to tax you. The government has its freedoms, just like you, just
No.
like God, just like turkeys, and everybody else in this
The
conversation.
government is not supposed to represent the government's interest. It's supposed to
The government
represent
doesn't.
the people's interest. And by people, of course, I mean my donors.
So you don't want the government to be free, is what I'm hearing. This guy's anti-freedom, people.
I mean, if you want to say that I'm anti-freedom, that's your choice, sir. But we all know when we talk about freedom over here on my caucus, that we are actually talking about the freedom of corporations to do what they want.
Well,
because
and we
they
all
give
know
us
that when
money.
it comes to choice, your caucus is pretty dead set on trying to legislate all my choices away one by one. They hate freedom.
That's right. That's right. They are trying to legislate your choices away. The choice to kill and murder babies, because we don't stand for the murder of babies, and we don't stand for the right of workers to rise up against their corporate overlords and throwing off their chains like our friend in the middle would like us to do. Because what we really need in America is for corporations to actually do what they want, and that will benefit everybody. And by everybody, of course, I mean my party.
Of course.
If we're not careful, we're going to have a full-blown feud on our hands soon. And I think we know which one of us
I think the last time that we had an American feud, it actually worked out for the United States. So
we need
it'll
to
be fine. Hatchfield
democratize
was okay.
Democratize the killing of babies. For too long, the top of this country has been able to kill without any punishment. This needs to be democratized among the people. Now,
we already know we have a trained staff of killers waiting, ages 12 to 14, that need employment now that plant has been shut down.
And we can use the material for the shoes. Now, I am mostly thankful
Are you saying
for,
we need fetus shoes?
That is one way to democratize our economic system.
You're going to try to make
Mondragon feudalism.
Out of precious.
That's not what they mean when they say
babies.
baby booties. Okay, that's not what those are.
I think I can combine all of these topics into one. Let's just kill baby turkeys and have the eggs for breakfast.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't think that anybody could disagree with that.
I disagree with that. I will not
have
state-sanctioned turkey murder. The turkeys are citizens, and they should be afforded moral consideration from hatching, from the time they are hatched.
Anti-breakfast right now?
But she said the eggs, they're not hatched yet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying eggs are delicious too.
Right.
So I think we all agree that we would like to eat these eggs and these turkeys. And for some reason, Buck Freedom is arguing that we shouldn't be free to do them.
I am arguing that the turkeys should be free to eat you if they have the numbers advantage.
Well, fucking bring it on, but
I mean that is freedom.
I'll take on 100 turkeys.
We have the ability to slaughter millions of turkeys to provide food for God-fearing Americans.
Put the birds right here. Come on, bring them here, right here.
Let's be honest.
There are more people than turkeys.
In combat, 2, maybe 3, before the numbers overwhelmed you.
Are you
no,
serious? Wait a minute.
All you need is a hose, and you spray it up in the air, and they'll just hook up. And then you got them all. They're just gonna die.
Now, let's assume that these turkeys know they're in a life or death situation and are,
I think turkeys are too stupid to understand when they're going to be in a life or death situation.
Okay, but he said, wait a minute, let's assume. So let's assume these turkeys are well aware of the situation and the dangers they're in. Go ahead.
Let's say that there's whoever's there, they just watched me kill one of their turkey friends, and now they know it's life or death. How many turkeys are you taking down before the numbers get the best of you?
How many turkeys are in this situation?
It depends on the type of tools that we have available at our disposal. In America, we are able to have guns, and I assure you, sir, that any turkey that comes up against me and mine will be decimated by RPG.
Listen, I'm just saying, I know we've been talking about a
Nuggets.
life and death situation, but turkeys are very, very, very stupid. It's just in their DNA. They have the stupid gene. It's fine. They're just meant to be eaten. That's all.
This person is anti-turkey, and they've been making turkey whistles. in
No,
the chat.
they are very, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
a
they're very
bird
pro-turkey.
realist.
They are very pro-turkey.
I'm just
No,
a
they
bird.
have
I'm
been
just a
tweeting
turkey
this turkey
realist.
this entire time, and I won't put up with it anymore. I am definitely reporting this person to all the proper turkey and bird protection and advocacy groups.
Well,
You're
you know,
on-
I have just been
Are you
on
trying to
my-
cancel? Are you trying to cancel Talos like Talos? Are you trying? Are you trying? Is Buck Freedom trying to cancel now?
Ironically,
Yeah.
I'm trying to clip her wings before she can spread
Listen,
her hatred.
Buck,
I've
is that a girl's
already-
name?
We're
already-
awake, not woke. Okay.
I've already canceled like 3 of you to my 50,000 Twitter followers, so it's fine. I got called a kitty cat earlier. I don't know if you know this, but it's incredibly racist to call someone a kitty cat.
Basically a slur.
Well, you can't
I'm
hold that
not-
against
I'm
me.
not
I'm just a
You gotta-
country boy.
You know, you gotta
I'm a
you just have
old-
to
I'm an old country boy. I come from
you
the
gotta
state of
check your
Kentucky.
no. You gotta check your privilege. Like you
That's
can't
why
just
we
like
have
be
this
ignorant.
awake, not woke states in the Republican Party, because these damn
know-
kitty cats
Well-
are trying to take away our freedom to say words. And if our good colleague down here on the lower right wants to reunite with me in this process
Oh my-
to defend freedom so we can say words, I would greatly
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
I will defend freedom in any circumstance. It is a call to action that I will always respect. And
I
I
appreciate
want
that,
to say
sir.
for the record that I think that the love of freedom could be the, oh no, we lost her.
Oh no!
That was it. That did it.
It looks like you got
You've
away
done it
with
now.
canceling her.
You did it now. You canceled
Oh
her.
no.
Court
Back
of
to
social
the-
opinion.
I
Apparently,
be
renounced the
democratized.
entire panel.
apparently going woke means going away.
Silencing
Jeremy-
the cat voice.
I feel like it's very important for the host to take some responsibility here. I've heard a number of borderline slurs used about turkeys and other groups, and I think that it's on our host to publish an approved list of slurs for the program ahead of the next social truth panel, so we know which ones are and aren't off limits. I think that it would just be good for you to set some rules and give some clarity on which slurs are approved for use during the show.
You would like to make me a list of.
I would like a petition. I would like to petition that no slurs, aka gamer words, be allowed on panels. Just like the first time I was here.
Listen, I just think I think you should just
be.
be. No, I just think you listen. It's you can have your freedom. You can say whatever you
wait a
like,
minute.
but you
I
are
almost
also
feel- wait,
free
I
to get
almost feel like I should
canceled
step in
on
here.
Twitter. I'm
Hold
just
on, wait, I
saying.
almost feel like I should step in here. I'm sorry, Talos. Talos told you already that the K phrase was offensive, and yet
out of respect
you
for this
chose-
debate panel, I will refrain
K
from
slur.
using the K slur. But you cannot stop me from calling her a scaredy cat, because when I use that word, she vamoosed.
Oh, man.
And that's just a fact.
I'm
We're
about,
not talking
I'm
about
vamoose
woke
again.
here.
I-
We're
or
talking about
maybe-
the fact that she
Maybe
just
her
poofed
internet
like a
connection
scaredy cat.
felt the hate so hard that it just.
Well, that's
fainted.
between her and her internet god.
Liam's gonna get
I
clapped,
don't
guys.
really
Be
believe
careful.
in God, but nice
You
try.
don't have to believe in God. God believes in you, ma'am.
well,
I think we
I
all
think-
know that since she's a cat, cats are gods, and then like that's the whole situation.
I think that God
I know,
loves
it's happening
everybody
again.
and that cats are God is an absolutely perfect place to figure out. We're both thankful for those, and a great way to end this panel out. I want to thank all of you, especially Buck Freedom, for trying to cancel all of our Thanksgiving. We are going to have it anyway. Good luck. So
You
we
haven't
won't
heard
be
the last
having.
from me.
So we won't be having a show next week. That was our show, Social Truth. I want to thank everybody that was here and our guests out there. I hope you had a good time. I would like to give a chance to let everybody introduce themselves and let you know where you can find them. I suck at modding, so if you have a link and want to throw it in the chat, please do so. But I want to start with Jenny Burns.
Hello, I'm Jenny Burns. I stream occasionally. The last time I streamed was my birthday, and that was a long time ago. I'm trying to get my link out here. Oh, come on, there we go. You can find me mostly on Twitter. I'm also a digital artist. I have a book out if you've got any kids in your life that are looking for a Christmas present. I've got a kid's book. It's on Amazon and on my link tree. So I love doing these panels. I love watching these panels. It's always great to see people out of their element and sometimes arguing things that are different from what I see them arguing about on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. Cypher.
Hey everybody, great time. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot more fun than I was expecting it to be honest, because I didn't know how it was going to go. But I appreciate F-Bombs for inviting me on, and this was fun. I'd gladly come back. So my name is Cypher. I go by the moniker Cypher, also known as Crowdsourced Politics. I stream every Thursdays from around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, covering the news that was with a kind of analysis only the crowd can provide. You can also catch our shows on Saturday and Sunday, but hey, just give me that follow. We'll be around. Thanks, everybody.
Fantastic. Ice Beans.
Hey everyone, I'm Ice Beans. This was my my persona
So
for
cute.
today. I hope this was amazingly fun. I hope I get to do something like this again really soon. But I'm trying to stream more consistently. Usually it's Mondays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. EST. I have put the link in your chat, so
Please.
just come by and say hi. I'm a pretty chill streamer.
Nice. Portland.
Portland is Burning is where you can find me on Twitch and Twitter for the moment, although it sounds like that's going down in flames as we speak, and I expect that all of our accounts will be unusable for at least a few days, starting very soon. That being said,
R.I.P.
Sorry? Oh, sorry.
I
Shit show
said
over at
R.I.P.
HQ. Yeah. F's in chat for Twitter and the great people that have apparently been locked inside without realizing it. Hopefully they make it out and make it back home to their families real soon. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking with Wick and a few other awesome people on his panel about the interpersonal ethics of streamer dynamics, doing Stonercast with Jason Society and a few other cool people on Saturday. I appreciate you having me, and I am really appreciative of everybody being a good sport. Ice Beans and Cypher, it was nice to meet the two of you. Lactoid, Jenny, nice to talk to the two of you again. And also, you can find me at Pro Communism Antifa on Twitter and Twitter.
I don't know. Were you even listening, Lactoid? Pro communism.
I caught it. Oh yeah, I know.
Lactoid, go ahead.
Hi, friends. I'm Lactoid, your resident right-wing nut job. All my opinions are correct, and so if you would like to be enlightened, you can find me on Anti-Communism United, Discord and Twitch, or on Twitter, Anti-Com United, because Twitter is good now and based now that it's run by Elon Musk, a true hero of our time. Thank you so much for having me on, F-Bombs. I appreciate it, and good to see you again, Portland, as always, and good to meet the rest of you.
Guys, this was an absolute blast. I'm F-Bomb, stands for Facts Based on My Brain. You can also call me Kevin. I'm here 5 days a week, every day but Monday and Friday, noon Eastern. Normally cover a lot of like how to communicate, what's being communicated, how to understand what's being communicated to you. And then we do these shows at night and have a little bit of fun. We're here every Thursday night. 8 p.m. is Weed Get Together, fun little weed panel we do where we just laugh at some weed memes. And then 10 o'clock Eastern, we do Social Truth, just like this. You guys were absolutely phenomenal. This was a blast. I could not thank you enough. I'm glad you guys had fun. And definitely go follow everybody and go throw money their way. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Fons.
This was so much
Appreciate it.
fun.
Thank
Yeah,
you
I had a
all.
good
Great
time.
meeting all of y'all.
Likewise.
ya.
Thank you.
Good night, guys. Thanks
Good
for
night.
playing.
Bye. So that was F-Bombs for You, Political Truth. It's a political, or Social Truth rather, it's a political improv comedy sketch like we just saw. If you couldn't tell, obviously I was playing Mitch McConnell. Hopefully I did it pretty well. Maybe I'll be back on their show again. If I get invited back, I'll definitely go because it was a good time here listening to everybody make fun of themselves as well as their political opponents. So definitely give him a follow. I already dropped the link in the chat. But everybody, I am sad to say that we are out of time and we're going to stop streaming. We know you liked what you heard because you're still with us watching, so please smash that like button for the algorithms. It really does help us out. And as we say at Crowdsource Politics, keep your head up through a political storm.